Name is Mesmic or Malushka, just depending on what platform that you're watching me on. And I'm going to do today's daily because I feel absolutely compelled to. Right now, my good friend, Cactus Chapter, or Actor for short, is currently learning this game and he's been streaming it a lot. And he's in his infancy. He's getting better, he's getting a lot better. But I watched his daily attempt today and it got under my skin because he passed up on so many just different choices that could have made the run completely different. So I just want to show him what was possible if he had just believed in himself a little bit more and been a bit braver. So that's what we're going to do today. I do know it's a US run, because I've watched his daily. I kind of know the ins and outs of what's going to happen for the most part. Hopefully I'll just forget the majority of that and we'll do this like as virgin as possible because my memory isn't too great anyway. But yeah, let's get on with it now. What to do to get these people out of that little corner to make them easier to shoot is just to stand on that little corner. That is a pro tip. If you just stand here, yep, they'll go to the left and it'll make your life much easier. So that's just a tiny little tip, a tiny little snippet to make life just a little bit easier for you there. So please don't come near me, spiders. Oh, that is a lovely little bit of money to start off with. I don't really remember the start of his run, so that's pretty good. Kill this flamey bastard. I don't even remember what's in the first item room, so it should be okay. Sacrifice room is not something that we need presently. So because we are Judas... Oh no, not Mullabooms, not Mullabooms. Go away, Mullabooms, you can kill me in one hit. So because we start as Judas, what that means is we start with a little bit more... base damage than average, so I believe he has I don't know whether it's a complete +1 or a 0.5 damage boost to the standard Isaac. We'll keep High Priestess for our boss and we'll ignore the fuck out of Dead Sea Scrolls. He was right in assuming that Dead Sea Scrolls is far more dangerous than Book of Belial. Dead Sea Scrolls can give you the active item effect of Kamikaze randomly, which means that item is you are the bomb, so it explodes you. Of course we can push TNTs up to tinted rocks and blow up that way, so we don't have to waste bombs. We got 2 bombs in return, so that is lovely as well. Yes, so Dark Judas, he does start with a better base damage than other characters, but he starts with 1 heart as well. Mum's Foot, thank you so much for completely cocking that up. So we're going to pop a Book of Belial and go to town, because unfortunately couldn't really find any sort of Spirit Heart protection, but with the Book of Belial it's fairly easy anyway. So we'll take our PJs, which gives us a lot of gorgeous Spirit Heart protection for our next floor. We're going to backtrack again to the shop to see if there's any additional Spirit Hearts. Yeah, and then we should be okay to just head on down to the next floor. So restock, what restock does is say I pick up, if I have restock and I pick up Compass, another item will spawn straight away in Compass's place, and it'll be another 15 cent, like actual passive or active item. It won't be a key or anything of that nature. Just taking a little bit more to explain certain things because apparently I am the human cheat sheet and I know this game like the back of my fucking hand, so we're sacrificing a little bit of time just to explain things, but that's what this run really is about, just explaining some things that may not have been known to like a newcomer. I know it can't be frustrating, there's so many items, so many trinkets, so many cards and fucking pills and what else, runes that you just need to know inside out, and it does get a little bit overwhelming at times. I was fuck, I need to concentrate. Yeah, I was a new player at this before, and I wouldn't have got by if I didn't have a cheat sheet up fucking all the time. I remember having a cheat sheet app on my phone as well, and I would fucking like read it and shit. Oh fuck. Okay, yeah, I would read it even when I wasn't playing Isaac, just so I could familiarise myself that much, because I was desperate to be good at this game. We're going to go into our curse room. See, curse rooms are dicey. I recommend Oh, so this is interesting because Hector had ceremonial robes in place. I'm gonna kill that red fire first. Had ceremonial robes in place of the mark, which gives more health than what the mark does. But the first thing he didn't do was pick up empty vessel, so that will give us 1 heart back. We'll pick up empty vessel, give us a little bit more health as well. Just as long as you have no red health whatsoever, you will fly if you pick up empty vessel. And it also has the potential to proc invincibility, a very long invincibility for a floor, so it's so worth having just for that ability to fly in itself. I would also say, if you're really, really, really strapped for consumables, maybe open an iron chest. In a boss room, though, it's the potential to lose spirit hearts is just too great, and I ignore rooms like this most of the time because you're far more likely to get drops just on random rooms that you go into anyway. It's usually not worth it because iron chests, you can get a couple of coins, you might get some health. If you're lucky, you'll get a key or something. It's not worth it most of the time. If it's a gold chest or maybe 2 iron chests, perhaps if it isn't a boss trap room, if it's just a mob trap room, that might be okay. So we'll get cancer, which is some spirit hearts again. I'm not sure if he had cancer either in his room. I'm really surprised that we had different items in our daily. I don't know how or why that is. It's the first that I've heard of it, but everything seems to be similar enough. No, it just really surprised me. We've really preferred ceremonial robes there. I'm just happy that we had the mark and it gave us some form of like extra spirit heart, even if it wasn't that much. So yeah, we don't have any keys, unfortunately. Our secret room is probably, I'm going to try for it so I can just show. When looking for secret rooms, you need to make sure, it's usually nestled in between rooms, but let's check here. So we have a completely accessible wall here with no obstructions in its way. And then when we go up here, there's no obstructions again, so it's nice and clear. Usually you can exit your first secret room in 3 or 4 ways, so that's clear as well. So in all probability, it's here, and it was. So that is a good hint if you're looking for secret rooms. Now, second secret rooms, they're more secret. I'm guessing it's going to be here, and it wasn't. Usually you won't be 100% right, but it's usually just off on its own little tangent. Now, early floor, it might be nearer to the boss room, so because we have the bombs, I'm going to try for here. Let me see. Yeah, it does have a propensity to be nearer to the boss room on the early floors, but then later it veers away more. Just to be sneaky, I'm hoping for spirit heart drops here. The only reason I'm going so fucking hard on this is just because I know that later on in the run, 25 cents is in a room. Don't get anything from that, so we're going to bomb it. We get a bomb back, so it's not too bad. Yeah, there is 25 cents, or the quarter, my apologies. From a later item room that I do remember, and again, I'm sorry for knowing stuff in advance, but this is what it was all about. So there we go, we have our invincibility that is now prepped. It lasts for a long ass time. It is so handy. It's one of the big things that you pick up empty vessel for, and when you pick up Dolly, it drops 3 hearts, which is usually containing a spirit or black heart, so it gives you even more protection. And if he had picked that up first, he went into the devil room before picking up Dolly, it would have given him a little bit more health, and he may have been more confident in picking up both of the items. But this is some things that you just learn. You have to live and learn. The more you play, the better you'll get. That's all it is, really. It's just about expanding your knowledge of the game. It is hard to remember, I do know that. Envy is awful. There is usually surprise from new players when all AMV drops is a troll bomb, but that is all he does have the potential to drop apart from shoop. He drops shoop or a troll bomb. There are some enemies that just have specific drops to them. For example, Lust can drop the virus as an item, or can drop a pill. They usually do drop pills for their drops on the floor. New players, they'll look forward, apart from envy, I fucking hate envy, but they'll look forward to seeing sort of sub-boss like Seven Sins fights, because there is a potential for item drops there, and there are some cases where the end drops are particularly good and helpful. For example, who is it? I believe it's Super Pride that drops 9 lives, or has the potential to drop 9 lives, which is incredibly handy. So I usually love seeing him when I'm playing as a Lost or something like that. You do look forward to it. Of course, Greed drops a lot of coins usually. Wrath, because he is a Bomberman, drops a lot of bombs usually. So if you're skimping on bombs, then that helps. Let's not take stupid damage, because we're not paying attention whatsoever. So we do have our quarter here. I do remember that this floor was quite cinchy with keys. But I think we get pretty coin rich later on down the line, so it shouldn't be too bad. Right now I'm just trying to hang on to as much spare hearts as possible, because there is a potential for more devil deals down the line, and I don't want to put myself in too much of a deficit later on, because this is a run straight to Mega Satan, or Mega Stan as the community likes to call him. So we'll just take this nice and slow with staying. We don't have to move about too much. I think that is a common problem that new players have. They think they have to move about loads, dodge loads. It's all about like little tiny movements here. You don't want to go too ham, because you'll end up dodging into bullets and things like that. Speed up and size down is okay, but we don't need Addicted. Magician isn't a great card either, but we'll stick with it over Addicted, because Addicted does nothing for us. Take out these just in case, and of course it is worth our time, because we have Mum's Pearl. We'll get more Spirit Heart drops, so in place of things like coins and things of that nature, so it's worth your time to destroy fires and things like that. So this item here is Mum's Knife. It is a melee item, so we fire it like that. We no longer have our tears. However, Mum's Knife is incredibly damaging, super damaging, really high offensive potential, and of course it's melee, so you can run into enemies as well as shoot. Unfortunately, the big downside to Mum's Knife, and I believe it was done on purpose, is that it doesn't synergize well with a lot of other items, and I think that is because it is just such a powerful item. As you can see here, it's just turned through everything. That was my fault. Because I have Mum's Knife, I'm now just being too brave. So yeah, it is worth picking up. In some instances, it can sort of nerf if you have good DPS and good damage tiers. Sometimes it is worth your while just sticking with the tiers, but for early game, Mum's Knife is a fantastic pickup. Now this item here is called Chaos, and what Chaos does is, apart from when you pick it up, it drops a random amount of consumables, just predetermined by RNG. What it does is mix up all the item pools. So what that means is, for example, Devil and Angel items can now appear in standard item rooms. Items that are reserved for at the end of boss fights can appear in chests. Everything's just mixed up. So if you don't have good devil precedent, or if devil deals aren't showing up, or angel deals aren't showing up either, it's good to take, because they can just appear anywhere. Pop this, lock down, not good. We'll go back to our magician and we'll head on down, because it dropped trinkets that I'm not interested in. So yeah, for instance, you could you could open a chest or go into a shop, and Brimstone will maybe be there waiting for you. So it's good that way. However, you should know that in devil rooms you probably won't get any sort of devil any sort of devil items. Sometimes you can get lucky and guppy ends will still spawn there, but it's good for the guppy potential as well, because guppy ends will be everywhere. It's a shame, because if we had picked up restock on our first floor and just kept picking up items, we would have got the potential to see a lot of other items in different item pools as well. So we could have bought some devil or angel items for 15 cents a pop. So go down here and clear out this slim room quite quickly, because we don't want to backtrack later. There we go. So try to keep our keys here, because I do want to get into an item room, because we picked up chaos, so there's a potential for a good item in there that isn't just a typical shop item. So as you can see, Mum's knife is just ridiculous. Very good. Now because we have flying, I know that Hector couldn't get over here because he didn't have flying, which meant he was very skimped on keys. And of course this this invincibility that you get coupled with Mum's knife with empty vessel also just works wonders. You can just run into enemies and not fear any damage. So we have, I wouldn't say we have groundwork for an overpowered run. We are overpowered at the moment. Infested, just meaningless. Oof, I got really lucky there. So we're on Flood Caves too, so we can't go into our boss, because we can't get out again. So there we go, there's Guppy's Paw, which is the first touch of a Guppy item, and that is all thanks to Chaos. We won't stick with it now, because I'm not going to pick up any health up items. I'm just not going to do it while I have empty vessel. It's too good for us. But the flying and the invincibility, picking up health would be a waste at this point. It does mean, because, don't take stupid damage. Because of this, we're not guaranteed any health. So what I would like at this point is, number 2 is terrible. What I would like at this point is, well, number 2, that was unfair to number 2. It's really good if you don't have any bombs, and you're not coming across any bomb drops and things like that. Godhead is one of the most powerful. Oh my god. Godhead is one of the most powerful angel items that you can get, if not the most powerful. Usually what it does is give your tears this huge aura, which you may see in things like fruitcake. It sometimes will give you the effect of it. It's really good. Just try for a secret room here. No, it was not. So where else could it be? My apologies, just having a little look-see. It can't be up there because it's blocked off. So this is the power of Chaos. So we'll check down here. No, I have actually no idea where it could possibly be. Might be here. It is here. That was a hard one. There was a lot of places where it could potentially been, and that will happen on the later floors. There's just a lot of places it could possibly be. So we'll head on down here. Of course, Guppy's Ball might have been good if we picked up health and we just wanted to convert it straight away, but I'm a little bit more comfortable now with just having the standard damage up and trying to play well and not take a lot of damage, which I feel confident that I will be able to do. Now, not a lot of people will feel confident with that, and that's okay, because that's just a new player sort of thing. I totally understand if new players want to roll with red hearts, because red hearts do drop more than spirit hearts. I just feel more comfortable rolling with spirit hearts, because I feel that there's more benefit from it usually. There we go. So you can see that we kind of have homing from the Godhead tiers. The knife wants to pull in certain directions. But the reason we took it was just because of the huge damage up that we do get from it. We're not going to pick up that Eternal Heart because it will give us red health on the next floor that we do not want. So the reason that Godhead is, the reason I was so fucking excited to see it is because usually angel rooms offer the more defensive route, whereas devil rooms offer the more offensive route. So it's really rare that you run into items like Godhead. It'll take you 100%. Godhead and, oh, I cannot remember. What's the name of it? Godhead and Sacred Heart are the only two truly offensive angel items in the game, and as you would expect, they're incredibly rare. So yeah, they're incredibly good items, and Chaos just helped us phenomenally in that aspect. So we'll just move on here. That was Key Beggar. I'm not interested in Key Beggar. I would like to keep my keys because we're going straight all the way down to the very end with Mega Satan. So we'll probably want to hold on to as many keys as possible. Take out these guys quickly. Sometimes the thing with homing shots and Mum's knife, sometimes it pulls the knife in the direction that you don't want it to pull, which can be a little bit unfortunate, but that's fine. We sort of have guaranteed drops of Spared Hearts in Mum's Pearl, but it's not enough to rely on that. I would like to replace our Book of Belial with something like Book of Revelations or something that will drop Spared Hearts, just so we're that little bit safer. We're not going to take Little Gish because he's not really like a major coup for us if we do take him. Also, Krampus will appear if you have good Devil Deal Precedent and you're getting your Devil Deals to pop up consistently. There's never a run where Krampus doesn't show up, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise when you do come across him. If you just keep that in mind that, yep, Krampus is going to turn up, so we'll get him out of the way, and it'll be all good. And he does drop 2 pretty decent items when he does show up anyway, so it's not too bad. Come on, drop down, come on, where are you? There we go. There we go. Let's take that. So right now, we don't need to play too aggressively. Of course, we can keep in mind with Farby Necropolis 2, we can certainly keep in mind that Boss Rush is looming, and it might be good to get there for her points, but because I've been more explainy in this run and taking it a little bit slower, it's not too much of a necessity. We'll take Bogo Bombs because it'll drop double the amount of bombs, which will drop double the amount of points. Wheel of Fortune, so we'll just lay that down here and blow it up. We don't need Pinky Eye. Poison damage won't mean too much to us, but our damage is just so good anyway. Here we go. You are full health. We don't need you. And 10 bombs, which usually wouldn't appear, but we have Chaos. I don't know whether it's worth our time to fully explore when Boss Rush looms. Ooh. But I think we will actually. Go. I think it's too much of a shame to leave such a big floor mostly unexplored just for Boss Rush. We're not really playing for points, even though we sort of are. We're just taking this time to explain a couple of things about the game that might not have been too obvious from the outset. There was a moth in my face, just right in my face. It's very hot. It's very hot. Lights are on, windows open. Moths. It's fucking wrecking my life. But that's okay. We'll see what's in our item room here. Demon Baby. Now the pools are completely randomized, so items that appeared in Actor's playthrough probably won't appear in my playthrough and vice versa. But just showing the potential that could have happened on the run. That's all it's here for. He is just starting out, and he's gotten so much better so quickly. His progress is he progressed so much faster than I did when I first started playing the game. So you should give him a little watch. I'll link his stuff down below. And give him a little bit of support because we need to welcome new Isaac players into the fold. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate it. Go. Plus, he needs more people than me watching him on his Twitch because all I do is sit and tell him what everything is. There we go. Right, let me see. So Well, I believe there was some confusion because those the vagina enemies, there's ones that spit out 4 ways, and there was a bit of confusion because like how can you tell what ones spit out 4 ways and what ones don't? The ones that spit out 4 ways, their aesthetic, their sprite is bloodier, and there's more blood on those enemies than the regular ones. If you rewind this video, you'll be able to see that. It's just, there are subtle things like that. For instance, the spiders, they shoot the brims from the wall. They have blood around their mouths while the regular ones don't. So it's just little things like that you have to notice. I know it's like a sort of fast-paced game, and you don't always notice things like that straight away, but again, that's just the thing that'll come over time. Excuse the noise, it's my fucking cat breaking into the room. He can open doors because he's a fucking super genius. He also doesn't know when to stay out because mummy is working. The little shit. Ooh, I didn't even mean to do that. He crawls all over me when I'm recording, and as you can imagine, it's not ideal both for my gameplay and my recording equipment. My equipment being a fucking headset, but he will bite my fucking mic. So yeah, if there's any disturbances from here on out, you can fucking blame the cat. I can't pause or do anything about it right now. But let's keep on going. It's all good. See, there's no need to like fucking dart about the map like a crazy person. Which is a point I made earlier, because I think that's a really common mistake when new people do play this. Not saying that the actor did this at all, but it's a thing that I notice when I'm watching streams of new players or people that need or asking for advice on like the Binding Basic subreddit and stuff like that. It's just they're darting about the place, they're not centering themselves, they're not picking appropriate places to stand. That was my fault. So they just run all about the place because the philosophy is it's harder to hit a moving target. And really, it's just it's all about picking specific placements of yourself and things like that. So it's a thing that just comes naturally when you play more games. I think we don't want to jump. And again, we don't want to fate. So there was a big room that we skipped there that I'm going to go back to. Now, because my door is open, because my cat doesn't know when to quit and just needs love and attention all the fucking time, you're going to hear my carbon monoxide alarm go off. See, when I say about placements, now the flies can't get over here. But, for instance, if we stay over here, then if we have flying, of course, those things can't get to us, and of course I'm running into them now because our invisibility is procced and I won't get damaged anyway. But yeah, it's just things like that you need to keep in mind. That sometimes don't jump to your mind as the first thing that you should do, and of course that is understandable. So we're going to go down here, just clear out this last little room. Again, if we hover over gaps, then enemies that are floored and can't fly can't charge us, so we will be safer. Whoa, don't walk into the red poop now. And then we'll go down. Yeah, as I was saying, you'll hear my carbon monoxide alarm that is broken and fucking beeps periodically, so I do apologise for that. I would get up and close it, but I don't want to interrupt the game. So, again, I apologise. Now, there's another thing that new players may have to keep in mind when it comes to champion enemies. Different colours of the champions will indicate the different things that they can do. We're going to stick with strength here. Let's see if I can illustrate that at some point. All these are regular enemies. But back there was a grey champion. Grey champions usually drop keys when they die. Please die. Sometimes they won't on hard mode or just in general, but there's these enemies that it gets people a lot. They're tinted. We definitely will pop that, and we're going to our boss. We don't want to do that. We want to clear out the whole floor first. There are purple tinted enemies that when they die shoot out a sort of 6-way bullet sort of thing. Like, let me demonstrate again. Like that enemy there. and they will always do it. That's not one of the ones, but it might happen, it might not. No, they will always do that, and it does catch a lot of people off guard. So it's just things like that to keep in mind too. Same for the ones that are tinted like a black colour or very, very dark colour, they will explode. They will always explode. Blow this up to get extra consumables. So I see a lot of enemies just exploding in people's faces, and they're like, oh, that's bullshit, and it is part of the game. Like, that always happens. It will never not happen. It's just one of those things that you have to keep in mind. Champion enemies, they're harder for a reason. You know, they do different things. Ones that are tinted, or not tinted, but go invisible-ish from time to time, they have the propensity to drop runes. We don't want that either. My cat's on my TV stand blocking half of my TV, just so you know. Just so you know what I have to deal with right now. Jesus wept. Keo, down. Thank you, chicken. Thank you. And again, it's not worth it, especially for a boss room. I see that and I exit straight away, because there's more of a chance that I'll lose a lot of health than I'll gain anything that's any sort of fucking substantial or helpful to the run. So, of course, if I had like 0 keys, I might chance it, especially for how powerful I am. But you just need to keep in mind, how powerful you are, how easy you can dispose of enemies. If you have a good active item for it, like Bookabline is good for it. If you have any guaranteed health drop sort of things, like if I had Moil the Void, which generated black hearts, I'll go in here. Oh, excuse me, which generated any sort of black hearts from killing enemies, maybe I would chance it. You know, you do need to keep your run in mind when you're making decisions like that as well. There's a lot of things that if you ask me, what should I do here? There's a lot of things I will say it is up to you, because it's how you feel skill wise. And there's some things that just usually might not make a difference. It's all up to the actual individual player and what they think would be best for them. Let's kill Mum's heart quite quickly. So I'm not popping Book of Blood because I know I'm so strong that I don't need to. Were we in here before? No. So everything's all mucked up and swapped about. So that is Telepathy for Dummies, that's Home and Bombs, and then that's Health, which we're not in the market to waste any of that stuff on. We're going to go down to the Hush fight because I feel so powerful that I'm confident that we'll be able to beat him with not no effort, but minimal effort. And I think our health is in a good situation where we can do that as well. So let's crack into these. If my cat could stop scrubbing the fuck out of my leather fucking couch, I would be very appreciative of it. Keo, don't look at me like that, like butter wouldn't melt. No, we'll take Black Candle because it does give us a black heart. And then let's see what we have in here. I was really considering the nail. And then we'll take Spirit Heart. But I want to be powered up, so excuse me. The bad thing is I can't pop strength. If I do pop strength, I'll get a red heart, which will mean I'll lose my ability to fly and my proc and invincibility, because we have Empty Vessel and it rewards an Empty Vessel. So we're gonna pop, if we do get into like dire straits, like I will pop it, just if we're going to fucking like die horrifically. But pop Hook of Belial, hopefully that damage bonus will be good enough. Again, we don't need to dart around, we just need to make good movement decisions and be aware of our space. We'll get right up in here with our knife, just go to town while we have invincibility and back away. So the Hush fight, it is all, fuck dude, it's all about taking it easy and not rushing it. You can't rush it, it's a bullet hell boss. You do need to just go at the pace of it. You will have to expect a long fight. That's just how it is. Because he scales with or how much damage you do, he scales with it. So it's always going to be a fairly long fight. It's never going to be quick and straightforward regardless of how OP you are. Come on, spiders, run into my little knife. Not a problem. Hello, kitty. So bothersome right now. I'll give you so much love and attention in approximately 15 more minutes. Depending on how this run goes. Well, that's okay. I wanted rid of those fucking guys anyway, so that's fine. There are some instances where you're like, I'll run into this one enemy with my black heart just to clear all the enemies in the room because it's such a pain in the ass. It's not recommended to do, but I suppose it is a fucking strat. We're very lucky. We are intensely lucky. Please stop making stupid mistakes. Fuck, you're letting us down. We're very lucky to get that invincibility proccing when we can. Very lucky indeed. Just keep going this way and it'll be completely fine. There is a thing with the Hush where if you stand fairly close to him, yeah, like this, you won't get fucking hit by his stuff. There we go. Oh no! You survived just that little bit. You dick. You dick. Okay, so we're just going to head on down now. All good in the hood. All good. So now we're in Shoal, which is why we were forced to take the negative. Why am I putting a bomb down when I can fly? See, even like I make the fucking stupidest mistakes like that as well. We're all prone to it. There we go. And the Bible, which nope. The Bible is suicide at this point, so we don't want it. In dailies as well, you have to remember that you need to pick up as little items as possible. You should only pick up items. Fuck, I can't speak at all. You should only pick up items that are basically essential or helpful to your run. Which, of course, if you're just starting out, you're like, what the fuck is essential and what's not? I don't know what's going to help me. Cheat sheet recommended, and of course, playing some more. People have to remember that Isaac is a hard game at its core, so it isn't all about learning what the items do. Of course, it helps a lot. It helps like phenomenally, but it is still a pretty difficult game just at its center, and it does take a lot of practice and just playing it over and over again, so you can know how to deal with like puzzle rooms that might be hard. I do know, and especially now, puzzle rooms still get to me quite a bit. My apologies for coughing. Yeah, it's just things like that. It's just you need to keep playing and practicing, and just don't give up, because it can be frustrating because it is a hard game, but the amount of fun you can have and how much it changes, and how no run is ever the same, yeah, it's fucking fantastic. It's well worth it. It's very fun. There we go. Just one more. Where are you? Where'd you go? There we are. Pick up that spirit heart. Just having a little look at the map. Oof, not good. Don't do well against bonies or those things. Need to avoid this fucking ghost bukake. It's ensuing right now. Nope. Not in the market for your white stuff all over me. Thank you. Come on, there we go. So we need to backtrack to clear out these couple of rooms. We could fight now, but I think it's probably quicker just to come back and do this now rather than move on. The Fallen is a cunt. I still have problems against the Fallen, so I don't blame anybody for having a rough time fighting him, especially when he splits like that. It is really hard to deal with. Keep on moving on. This is actually quite a sprawling floor. I knew I was going to get hit there. I didn't feel like there was anything I could do, so I just accepted the hit. There we go. Sometimes that does happen as well, where you get cornered, you have to accept the hit. There we are. So that's everything cleared. I'm going to check here for a secret room quickly. And it was there. That was actually quite lucky, because there was multiple places where it could have been. Die quicker, please. I'm affronted that you're taking more than one hit to die. that was a matchstick, which we don't need, so we're just going to go and fight Satan. And then get down to the dark room, fight Mega Satan, and that'll be the run over. I don't need that. Right, look at this closely. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it didn't take him down to second state quite quickly. However, if you're lacking on damage, stop taking stupid damage for the record. If you're lacking on damage and you do that trick, if you have like a better like fucking bottom aims than what I do, then it'll take him down to second state quicker, and at least it takes out that amount of work that you have to do. So we're going to head on down now to the dark room. Bam, 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 bam. Yep, that key is for opening the fight to Mega Satan. But for points and things like that, just for a bit more exploration, see if we can get any more spirit heart drops before going in here. Going to do a bit, yeah, just a little bit of exploring here. We're going to see if there's any spirit hearts in there, which there was. We won't swap it for lucky toe. And we do need the potential to get as many spirit hearts here as we possibly can. Mega Satan, it can be quite a hard fight. So the dark room and the chest respectively are mostly just, every room's a boss room. It can be very tricky, especially for enemies like Death, who I still hate fighting. Where is he? There he is. Stop the fuck clean out of him. Where is it? There we go. Pick up some bombs. Cage is also the cage. I can't remember exactly what you call him. Cage or the cage. This guy here anyway, he's usually, without the fucking ridiculous damage I have, usually he's really tanky and really hard to fight against. And I still have problems with him too. There we go. There we are. Nope. That's the woman pulling my my knife away from where I wanted to go. Not appreciated. Kill Monstro, double Monstro quite easily here. There we are. Whoop! Ooh, I should have got hit by that. Oh, second touch of a guppy item. Yeah, we'll still stick with the Gabbalilo. So on the chest and in dark room, there will be chest bones, or well, there could be chest spawns, and any chest spawns will, apart from the dark room, the first room of dark room, any chest spawns will drop items. Fucking hate ghost Bukake rooms. Fucking die. There we go. Oh, we want that key. Well, we don't, actually. We don't really want it because we have a lot of keys. And the chests that drop in dark room are usually rare chests that don't require keys anyway. It's fine. Fuck you. I was really being quiet to concentrate there. I still managed to get hit. Hate troll bombs being in my life. Bernie. Give me invincibility with Bernie. Very nice of you, game. I appreciate that. Cool. It is a big 4, but we shouldn't have too much further to go. Dick. If we take like another fucking stupid hit here, we're just going straight for Mega Satan and not looking back. Because I don't want to, fuck! I don't want to lose this much health. Double fatty. Double champion fatty. Dick. Fuck! I might actually lose this. We're gonna go for Mega Satan. We can't afford anymore. And we're taking strength with this. Stay down. Fuck. Pop up. What hit me? Fuck. Expert me, yeah. Don't be stupid. There we go. Jesus Christ. My heart was in my throat. I was like, I'm making this fucking video to show like someone like the potential and how good their run could have been. They nearly threw. Holy shit. Oh, that's a bad score, but anyway. Fucking hell. My hands are so sweaty. That is not good. There I am. Oh, celery face, why you beat me? There we go. That was that run. Holy Jesus, the nerves on me right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you find this informative, fantastic. If you just watch it all, very, very grateful. And yeah, I'll see you some other time. Take care. Bye-bye.